Then you have a conversation. Oh my goodness. Got my Russian water sounds. Y'all hear that Russian water? Y'all know the next war is gonna be started over water, right? I might get in trouble today. I don't think it's climate change. Let me stop my water. Stop the Russian water. All right, there you go. Now it's realistic because we're at Lake Chad. We're gonna talk about Lake Chad today, man. I was looking at some stuff. I'm smiling and I'm laughing, and I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be. I should be crying. I should be crying. But you can't make this stuff up, people. I start researching something. You cannot make any of this up. It is ridiculous. We're gonna get rid of it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say my line. Get in trouble. Say my line right off. I think climate change is a hoax. I'm gonna say it right. I'm gonna say it. Go ahead and get in trouble. I know people got the fist about ready to fight. Did this mother say climate change? I'm look. All right. Let's say it. I say it this way. Let me say it this way. I think people die from climate change artificially. I think the climate always change. I think that that's how the planet works. I do. I honestly do. Now, has man made it worse? I don't know. I don't know. That's data. People a lot smarter than I will come to you and pretend that they know the answer to that. They ain't got the answer either. They're lying. They have no idea. We have no idea, y'all. We dumb. We stupid. Embrace it, y'all. We just some monkeys, man. We 98% monkeys. And we're not even the good part of the monkey. We the dumb part of the monkey. We the part of the monkey. I said it before. I'm not going to say whose page it was on, but the monkey that was sitting there doing what monkeys do. Do what y'all do when the wife goes to work. Oh, she going to get milk. How about 20 minutes? That's all I need. We're not going to touch that. All right, but we didn't get the smart part of the monkey, y'all. We didn't get the smart part of the monkey at all. Hold on. I'm not even ready to go. I got to get. Oh, I had an adventure this morning. Before I get into it. Oh, Lord. I had to go see the government this morning. I had to go to the government because we're just a colonized world. This is my whole new thing. Like, I'm really starting to realize the more I talk to my friends and you put pieces together and do your research, we are just on a planet that was colonized by this single governing concept. And as they colonized the whole freaking planet, they pretty much screwed everything up. Everything. I mean, the ancient cultures, it's all of them. Germanic tribes, the British tribes, all throughout Europe, those tribes. So don't blame those people in African, Middle East, like I said before. All of the tribes all over the world, they destroyed a sustainable earth with this concept of central government. That's why I blame everything on the colonizers, man. And the further we go back to it, the deeper you look, and everything you look into, they broke sustainability across the planet. The climate's always changed. People always migrated, but now they can't migrate. Because I got to make some money, man. You can't cross no borders. You can't. Now you are a slave. You live in this fencing. You can't go nowhere because the colonizers got to make some money. Like I said this morning, and I didn't even look at I got to look at my thread. I'm pretty sure I'm in trouble. Somebody fussing at me, I'm sure. What was I saying? I was saying, I think I said something like literally people fighting the colony. They're fighting the colonizers with the colonizers' government models. That's why I laugh, because it's funny. The colonizers, they make up these models: capitalism, communism, and socialism. These are your choices. Choose which one you want to fight us on. And they make up the model, and everybody start fighting. And they start fighting each other. Communism, because you do this, and communism, and no, this is better than socialism. And they go back and forth. I laugh at this all day long. I look at it like, oh my gosh. We just sit there fighting over every idea that they give you. All right. You're fighting people with what they give you to fight them over. Process that for a minute. As an example, say we're in Fight Club. And I don't even know this example. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm running Fight Club. And your goal, because you don't want to be in Fight Club no more. Y'all sick of me. Y'all tired. Y'all tired of fighting each other. You want to get out of Fight Club, the bloody soap. You're sick of it. You want to go back to living your life. But I run Fight Club, damn it. And the only way that you get to survive is you fight each other and you get a spoon. You can have a fork, a spork. No, because forks are too dangerous. You can have a spork and you can have a toothpick. Now, y'all go ahead and fight each other. Fight. Fight, hurt each other. All of y'all, tribalism, get it going. I make money on y'all fighting, by the way, but because we taking bets and that's all coming to the house. And whoever wins, you get to fight me. But while y'all fighting each other and I'm taking the money, I'm gonna buy a fully automatic assault rifle. And I got a vantage point that's pretty high up looking down on Fight Club. So the guy with the sport, he just fighting, just doing his thing. Gotcha. He win, get the sport, get in the eye, pluck your eye out, stab you with the spork. Y'all know the spork is? Y'all know the spork? Y'all, sometimes my crowd a little young. Spork, it's a spoon and a fork. Just imagine a spoon with little pointy things on the front. It's a spork. And then after you win the fight, now you're gonna come fight me. I got a fully automatic assault rifle, and I'm pointing down. It's always pointing down in the arena. You're not gonna win because you're not gonna beat me. I wrote the rules to the game, dummy. All I'm gonna do is when you're done, I go pow. You're it. That's it. You're done. Stick a spork in you because you're done. And then I'm gonna bring some other dummies in to fight over Fight Club. Capitalism, communism, socialism. Now, now try to beat me. All right. I'm gonna get serious. They starving people all over the world, y'all. And I don't think it's climate. I think, oh man, you know what? I think the CIA invented climate change. I'm gonna tell you why I invented it. I would tell you why I put it together. I'm gonna try to put it together in the first 15 minutes if I can. And then we'll discuss after that. I'm gonna try to work on a new platform here. Sometimes people just want to get the nuggets and they want to run. So I'm gonna try to do that. Let's see if we can do that. Who we got in the house? Brother John. Oh, John. John already said he put right in the room. It's a hoax. Oh, I'm glad I got you here, brother, because they come for me, man. They take out them sporks, man. They have me. It's always a witch hunt. It's always a witch hunt. They always get the tribalism people all together to make a witch hunt come for somebody. I think it's a hoax. I think the CIA. All right. We'll keep going. Brother Jimmy. Oh, good morning, Jimmy. I'm being censored. That's okay. That's all right, man. That's all we can do is say what we can say, and what we can't say, we don't get to say. So I'm gonna say what I can say, and the rest of it is just the rest of it. Sister Crystal, good morning, and Brother Walt. Y'all saying climate change is BS? Oh, they already started. Well, you know what, brother? I don't go that far. Well, I'm not gonna say it's all right. It's got a lot. All right, it's got a lot of BS in it. Can we say that? Can we all agree? Climate change is a real thing, but it's an illogical thing because everything changes. The difference is people can't adapt to it, So they're gonna get going. All right, Renee and Deborah, good morning. Rochelle, weather modification, that is a thing. Rebecca's in the house, good morning. And Amy, that's why that's why that wall is that's why the wall is gonna be for us. So we won't be able to escape. I know. And that's a good point, Amy, right? Because when you build the wall up, the dummies can't get out. You got to fight in Fight Club. And when y'all done fighting each other, because you're black, and you're white, and you're a redneck, and you're a ghetto thug, and you're a Christian, and you're a Muslim. I know. I got to put my little baby voice on because it's just childish and silly, dumb, ridiculous. They get to fighting each other. They ain't got no water in America. And then they can go try to fight the owner of Fight Club. Yeah, okay. The wall is not to keep Mexicans out. It's to keep you dummies in. That's how this always works. Climate change is, all right, I'm gonna keep going. We get down to the bottom. Divide and conquer, Brother Jack and Lynn and Olga and Rich. Brother Chris is in the house and Olga. Oh, Chris. All right. Can I, let me have 30 seconds, Chris. Can I have 30 seconds for Brother Chris? Oh, man. If y'all haven't seen Brother Harsh doing karaoke, y'all need to go down the wall and see Brother Harsh. Brother Harsh, oh, I love this brother to death, but he needs to like sing our anthem, like the truther anthem. He needs to be the anthem for our community. Oh, it was delicious. And Brother Chris, all right, Chris, hold on. Can y'all hear me? Hold on. Can y'all hear? Can you hear me now? You can't hear me now. Brother Chris, you can't hear me now? Here, let me fix my microphone. All right, Nat, can you hear? All right, I'm done. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. It was kind of funny to me. I was just like, Chris, I can hear you, Chris. I can hear you. You can't hear the other dude. I can hear you, Chris. Chris, he said, I'm gonna fix my phone. Here, let me turn it upside down. You can hear me now? No, I was just like, oh Lord, we gotta do some commercials. All right, all right, let's get serious. Let's get serious. Okay. All right. We got some problems, y'all. We have some problems in the world. We got some problems, and I think they're all artificial. I don't think none of it's real. I think they make the whole thing up. So Lake Chad is draining, and this is how my little investigation thing took me down. Let me show you this right here. So Lake Chad is between a couple countries. You know if y'all heard about the Lake Chad crisis. It is a crisis, but it's an artificial crisis. I believe it's all invented. You know, people, when lakes dry up, they walk away. They walk to a new lake, but they can't walk to the new lake because violence and borders and the colonizers who control all the countries, so the tribes can't migrate. If you were one of the Germanic tribes or one of the Prussian tribes and water started drying up, you could just walk away like, oh, damn, the water. Where'd the water go? I don't know. Kunja, let's go this way. You just walk away. You can't do that now because colonizers got to keep you in your borders so you pay your taxes, they can make your money. And they will let you stay in them borders and starve to death. They will. So this is Lake Chad right here. So check this out. I'm going to try to get this out in the first few minutes and we'll discuss it. See what y'all think. So Lake Chad is drying up. That's 1963 in the background, all the way down to 2007. And today it's even smaller. So some of it's marshland, the rest of it just dry as a bone. One of the biggest lakes in the world. Now, I have a theory. I didn't have a whole lot of time to investigate it, but I think it's kind of like Cape Town. You know, they say that Cape Town, we're running out of water. What's happening? What's happening? It's climate change. It's climate change. Meanwhile, nobody checks the tap. See, this is what you do on the map. I talked about a little while ago. If you wonder why Cape Town, was it Cape Town? It's Cape Town, right? South Africa, running out of water. If you get a map and you follow the little blue line, just follow the little blue line. The blue lines, y'all, that's streams, rivers, water. That's where the water come from. Follow the blue line on the map. And if you zoom in, and then what you do, no, before you zoom in, and then and this is why, if you know the truth, then when they say the lie on the news, you know you're watching lying news. You watch something else. I'm gonna tell you the truth. And then go out and do a search for vineyards of South Africa. Vineyard zones, right? Because a lot of the most expensive wines around the world come out of South Africa, the big vineyards. And then put it over top of where the blue lines are that go down to the water. And you see a whole bunch of wealthy people, a whole bunch of 1% of colonizers on the tap. They got the little tap. You know? I guess the taps make that sound anymore. I don't know if they make that sound anymore. But they're like, wait a minute, no, we need more water for the grapes. How many people in Cape Town? How many they need the water too? No, they don't need the water, man. I got money to make it. They start cranking it down, and now Cape Town's running out of water. Everybody's flipping out. They're blaming the government, blaming each other. They in Fight Club, got everybody tribal, and who stole the water? Got the water. I want some water. And if you just look north, follow the blue lines. You know, because the only reason I'm not that smart, the only reason I figured that out is a brother let it slip on an interview. And I went back and I looked, I was like, are you kidding me? So why there's all of these vineyards surrounding South Africa and the water getting down to damn it. They won't let the grapevines die, they'll let you die. What time is Ty here this morning? Because they don't care how you die. They'll let you die. So I suspect Lake Chad, somebody else can do the investigation. I didn't have time this morning. I was messing with the government. Did I tell y'all that this morning? Man, I messed with the government this morning. But you know what? All right, a few things before we get into it. I was a hypocrite this morning. I was selling out all this morning. I was cussing. No, I wasn't cussing. I wanted to. I was going down to Philadelphia. First of all, man, I don't know how y'all make it in the cities. Y'all shouldn't let country people drive this city no more neither. I was going down to Philly. Man, I got in Philadelphia. My blood pressure went up. I started getting all nervous. People hitting horns and driving, old ladies, big SUVs, crazy stuff, cops, police everywhere. I am not a city person. I'm not. I grew up on the outskirts of DC, and I am comfortably enjoying the suburbs. But I was a sellout this morning, because this morning I was like, damn it, bring the AI. Last night, I was about to say something, because I was watching The Walking Dead, and what had happened was, The Walking Dead is now sponsored by Microsoft. So, of course, you have Brother Common and the Common commercial. If you haven't seen it, imagine AI and what you can do with it. This is the future we've all decided that we want. How will you use it? He made a whole lot of money. Personally, I think that was real common. I think it was real common to actually make a damn commercial for AI that's trying to murder, kill, death, destroy the whole world. And but I bet you got paid a whole lot of money for that commercial. But anyway, so I went from that, like, you bastard, you sellout, you da da da. Of course, this damn morning I'm driving to Philly and I'm in the middle of traffic downtown. I was like, damn it, where AI at? We need some robots, man. Y'all can't drive. What the hell wrong with you? I was like, it's okay. Somebody died in California. The car drove them off the cliff. We need some AI robots in the city because these people can't drive. So I sold out this morning. I was like, look, y'all, we got to get to a place where we use automation for good things. Nobody should drive in it. I think we need to outlaw driving in the city. So my blood pressure was up. I don't understand. I had to go down to the government building. Oh man, you know what I felt like? I felt like I was the poor person going to see Emperor Cusco. That's what I felt like. If you ever been down to Philly to the government building, man, I done walked in that place. They got pillars that are listen, and like the pillars, they're made out of concrete, but they put cracks in them to make it look like it's an old Roman thing, and it's black, and it's got gold encrusted. Oh man, it's beautiful. I felt so poor. I walked in that place and I was like, am I allowed to come in here? I went in there, they had a lot of it. So one thing I'm gonna say on that one is Americans, y'all need to stop being so damn scared. It took me 30 daggone minutes to get in the stupid building because I had to stand in the line like I'm going to the airport. I had to take this out your pocket and take this and take your belt off, take my shoes off. I had to take my underwear, put your underwear on the back or something. You got gold and you got change out your pocket, put your cell phone over here, put it in the little gray cases, put it on the security thing and put it through. And everybody who was checking me in, but they were like all 15 years old. I know I'm kind of old. They all look 15 to me. And I'm just sitting here like, really? Some terrorists gonna break in on Butu Ngawa and they're gonna come in and they're gonna start shooting. And 15-year-old Tanya and Bobby and Juju he still got the pacifier in his mouth. And y'all gonna start some terror? America, y'all need to let it up. Let go. We need to let go. All this TSA, all this government stuff, let it go. This is ridiculous. You need to be able to walk in a building and go talk to your colonizing government. Need to. All right. So anyway, that was crazy. I had a crazy morning. That's why I was late. That's why I was late. But I got vaccinated too. I got vaccinated because I was leaning on the window. You know, they had this little pad. We talking to the lady leaning on. I was kind of had my hands on it, leaning on the window. My ear was itching. I kind of itched my ear. And then I something between my teeth, had to get that. And I realized that this is a little nasty bacteria pad on the counter. Everybody leans on, put the hands on, put the purse on, put the baby up on, probably change the diapers. And I'm just rubbing it all on my face and my eyes. I'm scratching and stuff. I went up to the cafe, got a muffin. It wasn't gluten-free. Put that in my mouth. I ain't washed my hands. I put it in my mouth. So I vaccinated. That's my natural vaccination. But anyway, crazy morning. Back to the story. So Chad, man, what's going on with Chad? I don't think it's climate change. I absolutely don't. But so 17 million people around Lake Chad are in big trouble because the water is drying the heck up, right? Without water, you can go 60 days without food. You can't go 3 days without water. And so what's happening in all these interviews, you can talk to the fishermen, they're explaining that they're not fishing no more. They're having to get into agriculture because all the fish are drying up and dying. And the lake's kind of doing its thing. It's going up and down because the tributaries feeding it coming out of the Sahara Desert. Obviously, it's not a whole lot of water that goes in. So the interesting thing that I found out, let me see if I got a picture of it. There actually was a solution. Here's a satellite picture. It's real nice. Look at this. Boom. This is what Lake Chad used to look like. This is what it looks like now. And this is an artificial. I think it's another artificial drought. A lot of things are happening. I was thinking there was one thing in particular. There are a couple different things. I'm gonna take you to this interview. It's a brother that kind of explains it. The issues that they're facing there. Let me see. Where is he? I got my notes, man. Where my notes at? All right, and I'm gonna go back and look at the comments. I'm gonna set the stage. These are not climate change problems. I think the CIA invented climate change to keep you stupid in Fight Club and fight each other. That's what I think. I think it's artificial. I think everything's always changing, but then they'll use that false flag disaster capitalism. You know, I don't get into what's a false flag and what isn't. I watch Sister Debbie and I watch everybody else. But remember, after the crisis, they always use false flag, colonizing, legislation, narratives to get people fighting. So So let me go over here and see if I can pull this up. This was a interview that they were doing, and actually, I got to give the UN credit. They actually are talking about this, but it's also called one of the world's unknown crises.
I think those are some of the reasons why the response was slow, and to a certain extent may still be so. My second point, how much time have I got, Wendy? Before I embark?
Yeah, some 2 or 3 more minutes.
Okay, great. So my second point is, okay, now what? You know, how do we fix this? And that's a very comfortable question. People look at us, we talk about humanitarian crises, and I actually think we need to change the parameters of that question. We will never fix it. And I actually would suggest to some that we not call this a humanitarian crisis, because the crisis, the drivers of this, are, as I describe in the article, marginalization, poor governance, climate change.
Marginalization, poor government, climate change,
violent extremism, abject poverty.
Violent extremism, which is government, abject poverty, which is government.
Demographic expansion, unlike that, is being witnessed almost anywhere.
Demographic expansion, which is still back on government.
Else, you know, to fix this, we need to have people who can address the main drivers, which are creating suffering.
Okay, the main drivers that create suffering. What are the main drivers? First of all, where have all the African governments come from? All of them. Every last one of them. They all came from the colonizers. They all came from the colonizers, disaster capitalism, from all the colonizers, the 0.01% that destroyed all of the local tribes in Europe and decided to go around the rest of the world, destroy everybody else's tribes, and brought colonization and central government to the whole world. So climate change is a thing, which I'm glad he listed, but every other thing he listed was all about the government. Now, talk about, let me tell you, we'll keep going. So a lot of people dying, a lot of people don't have water. It's not funny, it's serious, but we never talk about the cause of the problems. Government, colonization. The colonizer system does not work. It doesn't work in America. It doesn't work in Australia. It doesn't work in Africa. It doesn't work anywhere. And so to get together with people who want to fight about, well, it's because the government doesn't work and we need to change it to a socialist government. No, it's still a colonizing government. You know, pre-colonizing, it was anarchy, right? All the tribes had their own little local governments. They all worked together. They didn't need a big managing central government. You got pissed off with how Kunta was running the tribe, how Mehak was running the tribe, you could walk to another tribe. And if they didn't kill you, if you brought some trinkets and some knowledge, they'll let you in their tribe. The whole republic style, you know how America was supposed to be before the colonizers turned it into, what are we now? I don't even know what we are. We're just like a feudalistic, oligarchical country. Let me say this. All right. So government. So we know the government is there through disaster capitalism, using economic hitmen. In the book that somebody posted, the gentleman who wrote the book, if it's first time, I always got to do a little pre-stuff for the people who understand the new ones. It's all about minerals, and that's another good point. So Nigeria and the surrounding countries are all mineral rich. In fact, Nigeria is thought to be one of the wealthiest oil-rich countries in the world, whose people don't even have enough water to drink. That should tell you everything you need to know if you know who the CIA is. And so anyway, but they use economic hitmen to go in and set up the vineyards, they set up the pumping the oil, they get the coltan, they get the rubber, they get all over the world, Vietnam, they did it everywhere. And so, but this brought me, I was thinking, so it brought me back to this. Let me show you this. And then it started talking about this right here. Y'all remember Boko Haram? Y'all remember them dudes, the bad dudes, right? The ones in Nigeria who were kidnapping children and selling them. And of course, you know, everybody attacks the Boko Haram now. Oh, the bad guys are bad. And they are some bad dudes, man. ISIS and ISIL, they're some bad dudes. But you know, ISIS and ISIL came from the CIA. I think enough people know that now. I don't think that's fake news. I think everybody understands. Al-Qaeda, it just all came from the CIA. The drug trade in America, CIA. I think everybody knows that. But would you believe where Boko Haram came from? Everybody's running out of Nigeria, and of course, where you run? You run to the lake, which is Lake Chad. And so you got millions of people getting the hell out of there because Boko Haram, because they got to destabilize area. Why is it destabilized? Because they're pumping a lot of oil out of there. They want to keep the oil prices low. They want the minerals. And so this is what the colonizers do. So more people drinking the water, more people setting up farms all around. They use slash and burn techniques now. And so the slash and burn is taking apart the permaculture practices they have. And so they are actually speeding a climatical change of Lake Chad. Ain't got nothing to do with animals farting, though. Ain't got nothing to do with cow gas. Ain't got nothing to do with CO2. It actually has a lot to do with they stopped using permaculture practices. And so the Lake Chad will go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and down and down, and down and down, and down and down, because everybody migrated out of that area. So, and I know, it's like, well, you making stuff up. You make, all right, I'm making it up. I'm making it up. I'm fake news. I'm be fake news. All right, hold on. I ain't done. Let me go down here. Look, I'm gonna let somebody else put them on blast. Cause y'all remember that whole camp. Give us our girls back. Remember Miss Obama came out and said that? We need our girls back. What's the name of that campaign? Let me do this.
The president of Sudan has warned that the fight against jihadist extremism must engage militants on an ideological level and not solely concentrate on military action against them. Omar al-Bashir warned that simply using violence against young radicals who fight with organizations like ISIL and al-Qaeda could lead to even more extremism.
I'm gonna go to the end. I'm gonna let the brother talk a little bit. This is a quick one. Never mind. I'm gonna show you the whole thing. It's only a minute. Just watch. So the thing he already said is that using violence against violence doesn't work. I know he actually listened to Martin Luther King, y'all. He actually listened to Gandhi. He actually listened to the professionals who say you can't fight hate with hate. If you want to get rid of extremism, then give people the things so they stop becoming extreme. Because the whole Boko Haram thing and grabbing girls and marrying them off, they do that to the soldiers. Why? Because when the soldiers come in, there's no economy. Everyone's spread apart. And if there is no economy, the economy becomes terrorism. The economy becomes soldiering. And that's what they do. That's what we do in every single country when times get tough. You'll join it with whoever promises you food, water, and shelter, protects your family. So they join Boko Haram. So it's an industry that feeds itself. And so fighting it, you can't kill them all, because as soon as you kill them, 8 more will join up in the destabilized war, and people whatever they got to do for a biscuit. Y'all remember Iraq? When what did Saddam Hussein do? He gave people $10,000 to strap on a bomb, go blow yourself up and kill the Americans, and he'd give $10,000 to your families. A lot of money in dinars in Iraq, and everyone did it. It was the thing to do. And so instead of saying, oh, you're bad people, maybe say, well, wait a minute. If we take out that whole colonizing model of destabilizing things and using violence to solve problems, and people have food, water, and a place to live, they wouldn't join up. So the whole Boko Haram thing, it's not a gang, it's an industry. Now let's talk about who set it up. I just want to do a little setup there. Because they just lying about it. Listen to this brother. Oh.
Our policy has been largely successful. After we arrest these young people, we bring a group of young scholars to engage in dialogue with them about their thoughts. And we succeed in bringing a lot of them back from their radical ideas.
Their ideas.
He says the CIA and Mossad are behind Boko Haram and ISIL. He was speaking exclusively to Euronews in the week that ISIL released Boko Haram and ISIL. Mossad are behind Boko Haram and ISIL.
President of Sudan said what?
CIA and Mossad are behind Boko Haram and ISIL.
Who is?
He says the CIA and Mossad are behind. He says
the
CIA and Mossad are behind. He says the CIA and Mossad are behind Boko Haram and ISIL. He was speaking exclusively to Euronews in the week that ISIL released a video purporting to show the execution of 21 Egyptians.
I said CIA and the Mossad stand behind these organizations. There is no Muslim who would carry out such acts.
So do you think the president of Sudan actually knows where the Boko Haram came from? And that's something you will never see on any mainstream news anywhere. They'll never talk about it. Why? Because the whole media is controlled by all of these people. They destabilizing things. They get you guys fighting over it. Look at this hashtag right here. I'm gonna try to fix it. I'm gonna fix this hashtag because I think this hashtag is broken right here. Hashtag bring our girls back. Obama, Miss Obama, we gonna bring them back. Bring the girls back. And apparently, all she had to do was walk down the aisleway. It was because the girls wasn't taken by people who just came up with the idea in the country. This all started with the CIA. All Miss Obama had to do was probably walk down a few doors and knock on the door. Excuse me, CIA. Damn it, open the door. Give us the girls back. That's all that. This is what I think is all bullshit. It always, look, I'm gonna change the sign. Hold on. I'm gonna fix the sign. We're gonna fix it. Bring our girls. Nope, they got the hashtag wrong. This is what the hashtag should have been. They spelled it wrong. They didn't get it right. So if they did hashtag CIA bring our girls home, the girls would have been home. Which, by the way, what was it? Damn it. 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, they grabbed another 100 girls, right? This is what happens when you destabilize countries. But again, this is the colonizers' model. And they get a lot of people who don't understand how all of this works. And so all these people are fleeing Nigeria, getting away from them, and they're fleeing to Lake Chad, and we thinking climate change. And it's not climate change, dummy. It's colonizer profit change. That's all it is. It always is. The planet is no different. Nothing's changed with this planet in 1 billion years. It does what it does. The big difference is we now have a colonizing government type structure that's taking over the entire world. Once again, can we do this? The whole hashtag Russia did it because some of y'all still agree, Russia, we gotta get Russia. I think hashtag the CIA always did it. Always did. I think they've always been at the bottom of it. They've always created it. They've always rolled it out. They always set up the drug routes. They always take people's food. They always take a chair from underneath the 3-leg chair. It's always them. They are a rogue organization. They are not here for you. They don't care how you die. The only thing they want is they want to make sure you're stupid and you don't blame them. And it's not just them. I mean, think about the FBI and people still screaming, gun control, gun control. Meanwhile, the whole reason the shooting happens because the CIA didn't do their job. We job control. How about government control? This is why I get so upset. I had to go down to Philly this morning, sitting on that damn traffic. We need some AI robots to drive these damn cars that the CIA has no access to. All right, I'm sorry, I'm off. I wanted to try to sum it up best. Damn it, it took me 30 minutes to sum it up. I got a big mouth. It happens. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna look at your comments and see what I'm saying. But we aren't having a climate change problem. Climate change is normal. I believe, I'm gonna go with Brother John. Climate change is a hoax. That's what I think. I think the climate always changes. I think it's just them trying to get Fight Club going, to get y'all fighting with somebody else, instead of stopping and saying, well, wait a minute. What used to happen when Lake Niger dried up? Where'd they go? I mean, Lake Chad, where'd they go? Oh, the people just walked away? Oh, okay. They can go somewhere else. They can do something else. Oh, they could. Oh, but they can't now? Why can't they? Because they can't grow nothing? Why they can't grow nothing? Oh, because slash and burn? Oh, yeah. Oh, and they can't stay in the town? I was listening to a reporter, and they got nowhere to live. You know, there are hundreds, if not thousands of towns all over Nigeria that are empty. Empty. Whole towns. House car, donkeys, everything. Nobody out there. Playgrounds, kids ain't playing. Basketball, they ain't got none of that. But they got a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know what they play. They might play something. I got friends from Nigeria. They tell me what y'all play. I might play kickball or something. Empty. Ghost towns. It was Boko Haram, CIA, went through, killed, murdered, raped a whole bunch of people. The people fled. And so now people are living in camps all over. Meanwhile, you bought into the climate change narrative. You bought into the fight of it. You're in Fight Club fighting with your spork and your spoon because you can't do anything with a fork and a spoon. And the people who run all the Fight Club, they make all the money. All right, look at some comments. I'm gonna look at comments. I'm probably being somebody cussing me. I don't know why y'all like to cuss at people. Yeah, probably because I don't cuss back. That's why people cuss at me. I think that you are on the colonizer's narrative. And I think we got to get out of colonizer mindset. It's a mental psychological illness where you actually agree with the people who have caused all the problems all over the world since what, 2,000 years ago? All right. Imaginary lines in the sand. Yeah, they do, Crystal. They draw those imaginary lines. Everybody get to fighting and nothing ever changes. Nothing. And so the people who want to give those people water are the people who end up perpetuating the problem because they don't do any root cause analysis. You don't even have to do root cause analysis. To me, it's common sense. If the people who've been lying to you for thousands of years give you a solution, do you think that solution actually is going to be anything that's going to stop them from making money? Do you think that solution is actually going to be anything that's going to affect that? Do you think that reducing cow fart gas and not using fossil fuels is actually going to put water back in the lake? No, it's not. No, it's going to put water back in the lake. And there's a program. They got a solution. There actually is a program to fight colonizer change. There's a program, and it's tapping into another river to refill the lake. And they did the studies. They know it'll work. It'll cost $6 million. $6 million to refunnel the water. Do I got a picture of that? I don't know if I got a picture. You can't make this stuff up, people. You can't. It's so ridiculous. You can't make it up. It costs $6 million. $6 million to reroute the water from another tributary to Lake Chad. And they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. You know why they're not going to do it? Because it's a climate change problem. It's not a colonizer change problem. It's not because we destroyed everybody's permaculture ideas and how they all live and just destroyed the land. You know, it's climate change. Get out there and fight. Get your sign. Damn it, draw something. You know, and you get out there and you do that, and then these people, meanwhile, they're dying because you really bought into this. $6 million to build a channel to refill Lake Chad. Why do you think they're not doing it? You know, by the time, look, like that. The CIA just farted $6 million. Like that. There you go. FBI. Like that. Little bird. They just burped up 10 bit. They just burped it up. You know, we got an airplane. What's the F-33 cost $35 billion, $1 million? Man, we spend that before 2 a.m. They won't build no, oh, do you think they're gonna build a channel for refill the lake? Nope, they're not gonna do that. Because they know they get you upset. They know that we gotta help the people in Niger. We gotta help them. They don't have no water. Stop using the cars. Don't drive. You know, hey, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is don't be played for a fool. Because you are. You're being played for a fool. All right, see anybody else cutting me out. Divide and conquer. Yes, Brother Walt. Every time, that's the whole thing. They come up with an artificial crisis. They give it to people who don't do any root cause analysis. They don't use common sense, or they don't listen to the people who do the research, and they just often fighting because the fight fits their narrative. They've already decided, I don't like the rednecks. I don't like the blacks in the ghetto. They already, because people that they don't know, they never met, they're already making decisions about them. They're scared of them. And so someone hands it down and says, the blacks are behind climate change. You're like, damn it, we got to get those blacks. You know, you jump up and you running with it. You know, the white man caused climate change. It's the white man's technology. Damn, we got to get that white man. You know, and it's silly and it's childish and it's immature. I know, coming from me, that just don't make no damn sense, does it? I was standing on Bernie's shoulder singing something. All right, hold on. Let me see what else. First rule of Fight Club. Brother Jack. All right, Brother Jack. First rule of Fight Club. What's the first rule of Fight Club? I forgot. It's a long time I seen him. I'm gonna search. I'm gonna go. Don't Google. Don't Google. I know to be mad at me on YouTube for saying it, but Google, y'all gotta stop censoring. What is the first rule of Fight Club? First rule of Fight Club is, I know somebody gonna type it. First rule, I'm getting old, of Fight Club. Quote, what's the first rule of Fight Club? What is the first rule? First rule of Fight Club, you don't talk to anybody about Fight Club. Go on, Brother Jack, go on. That's what's up. Hold on, where's my image? Y'all see that? I didn't make it up. I just did a quick search. First rule of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. And the media does that. Thank you, Brother Jack. Man, you always just throwing punches, you know? And that's what they do. They get you fighting about everything else, talking about everything else but Fight Club. And that's why Fight Club exists. Oh man, that's a good one, Jack. You nailed it. That's a good one. I was going down the Fight Club route, but I didn't connect all the dots. That is the first rule of Fight Club. What's the second rule? They got second rule? Second rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club. Okay. And that's why Fight Club is a delicious, profitable colonizer scheme. Centralized government, centralized media, centralized policing, centralized teaching, centralize everything, and break up all your little individual ideas, your little critical thought communities. All the little tribes come up with your new ways of gardening and growing and farming and teaching kids and all that smart stuff, getting together, sustainability. You know, remember small, strong communities, local communities are sustainable communities, but we don't want none of that because sustainable people don't give a damn about what a king has to say. But people that are starving, people ain't got no water, they give up. They're listening to everything the king got to say. Oh, Brother Jack, I love it. Explain recent tunneling bunkers, kept secret. The purpose of the construction. I think those for the survivors of some. It is a bad ideology coming. Yeah, Carolyn, I'm with you. They're building bunkers. They're building them deep and wide, making big gold keys, and they making none of them for the people fighting in Fight Club. They got all the keys is for the audience. It's for that 0.01%. They're building these bunkers because it makes sense too. And it's kind of scary, but they take the water, take the food, bring down the sustainability, take the jobs, automate everything out of automated robots except for cars driving around Philly. New York too. I don't do no city driving. They only let me in the city. They see me coming like, you can't come in here. Sir, you gotta turn your car around. You know, we don't let country people in here. But that's it. They're preparing. Because when they go into their bunkers, ain't no water, ain't no food. Only half the people got guns. The other half ain't got guns. And whew, that's the zombie apocalypse, Carolyn. And that's why I watched The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is an example of the near future because they won't be coming to eat your brains. They'll be coming for your food. They'll be coming for your water. And if you look at Africa, you look at the poorest country, the third and fourth world countries, what they're doing there, they're doing here. It's just in a different way. Totally agree. We're going through a solar minimum due to the low level of sunspots. We may be headed for a mini ice age. Yes, Rochelle, because that always happens. Always happens. Solar minimums happen, which is why we don't have time to sit here and monkey around with artificial crises. We don't. That's why I'm always speaking to the 99%. I'm not speaking to the 1%. I'm not speaking to y'all cheering the 1% because you don't seem to process that they're not on your side. We're going to get the 1% to help us. Write us some legislation and solve our problems. They'd never do that because they're preparing for it. But I agree. I totally agree. Is that disaster always comes and only the smartest species aren't dumb enough to get locked into centralized colonization management instead of multiple people all over the world developing solutions. No secrets. Everybody knows the solar minimum. All the kids are being raised in school, fed, water, food, just building up just the best brains is the best. You know, Eddie Murphy said the best brains is the best brains is the best brain. Building that up and actually giving the kids the initiative to develop technology so we can prepare for the bad times that always come. Lake Chad always empties out. The solar minimums always come. Humans are producing way too much garbage, chemical gases, Olga. I agree. I don't disagree with that. When I say climate change is a hoax, is a false flag, maybe that's the right word. Climate change is a false flag. It's because they always use it for these wealth schemes. They always use it for the profit schemes, right? Like what was the African country that backed out of the first climate change accord because they wrote the law that said if you're an undeveloped country, this is how much CO2 you can, here's your carbon tax or your CO2, I forgot what it was. And it was different than what the developed countries were. And so it was just a scheme to keep the third world countries from developing. And the lady flipped out, the prime minister, the president. She's like, oh, hell no. She just walked out of here like, y'all crazy out your mind. She didn't say that, but it was something to that effect because it's always a scheme. It's disaster capitalism, but we have so many people who don't seem to understand that. Just love people. Yes, Deborah, you just gotta love people. But you know what? Deborah, but I think, you love people, but you also have to know who your people are. You gotta look at Cheddar Man. You gotta know who your people are. You gotta know that we are a worldwide family. And if you have enough love for yourself, that might actually be number one. If you got enough love for yourself, then you'll have enough love for people over in here we go. Let me get in the picture. You got enough love for people over in Nigeria, right? And the Congo, where you can look at him and say, you know what? As dark as his skin is, that's my brother. That's my brother from another mother. We just walk different paths in evolution. His tribe walked that way. His tribe hung out there. We walked north. We walked that way. But we're all related. And so while people want to go and find what's the cause of climate change, it's because maybe the planet just spinning. What's the cause? We got to fight solar flares. No, we don't. We're not that smart yet. All we know how to do is hide from it. Walk away. Walk away from the bad areas. If we have a migration issue, that's what we have, because the colonizers don't want you to migrate. I believe the CIA is involved in weather modification. Brother Augustine, you know what? I think the CIA is involved in anything that gets stupid people fighting. Anything that gets people fighting, I think they did it. Anything that destabilized, because then what is their motto, Augustine, right? Their motto is destabilizing. They know when people aren't united and they're fighting over things, they can do anything they want, right? The corporations they work for can make the money they need to. And to a degree, I have some weird philosophies. Like I do actually think it's a good thing that America has bases all over the world. I actually do. It's a bad thing that the American people don't run their government. Bases all over the world is important, right? Because the whole Boko Haram thing. I go back to my picture. I spent a little time making that little graphic. Where's my Boko Haram? Where's that? There you go. CIA, bring the girls back. They make money destabilizing populations, right? That's part of why. Why do you think George Soros gave the name Black Lives Matter? Like, I don't say nothing about Black Lives Matter. I'm not saying nothing about them. Shut up. Listen to me. Most people in the group are good people and they just want to help things. Same thing with White Lives Matter. Just good people want to help things. Same thing with Blue Lives Matter. Just good people want to help things. But you always got the little minority psychopaths that are just up to no good and they want superiority. They don't want equality, right? They want the police state, not to be friends with the citizens and get cats out of trees and go back to just walking the beat, talking to the old guy on the bench, right? I mean, honestly, think about this. Really think about this. Because y'all get to attacking the police, because the police in Fight Club too, and they'll put them down there and y'all start fighting with them. What kid goes join the police because he wants to ride around in a car with a gun, have other people shoot at him, people yell, screaming at him, throwing urine balloons at him and hating him? That's not why people join the police. They join the police because they want to be heroes. That's why none of these, it's always the little small percentage are the problem. Because you have these CIA, Wall Street, banks, FBI, I don't know if the FBI in there, I just threw them in there. Homeland Security, but they're always coming up with reasons to get people fighting. Same thing with the politics, like the whole reason police got all these guns and come in the neighborhood, because the politicians write the laws and send them there. But you're like a dog that's attacking the newspaper, right? The mailman shows up, throws the newspaper, you run after the newspaper and not the mailman. We got to get smart. All right, so let me show you something here. Let me show you something.
Early morning on Lake Chad. Musa Adam, like his father and grandfather before him, earns a living as a fisherman. For centuries, the lake's waters have been a rich source of food and water for the people living on its shores. 10 years ago, a catch as little as this would have been thrown.
No fish means no food and no jobs.
From the air, the fisherman's problem is clear to see. What was once one of the world's largest lakes is now a patchwork of weeds, ponds, and islands. Images from space show how a huge body of water 50 years ago is now just a 20th of that size. A combination of recurrent droughts and temperatures of up to 50 degrees Celsius is the root of the problem. The lake is now just 7 meters at its deepest. And land that was once fertile has turned dusty and barren. For communities living on the lake's edge, the effects are devastating.
At first, we didn't know anything about malnutrition. But now there are huge numbers of malnourished people. The children are all malnourished. There are no more fish, there's no more milk, no maize, vegetables or cereal.
At the nearby clinic, there's further evidence of the problem. Weighing just 7 kilos, 5-year-old Fatima is less than half the weight of a healthy child her age.
When Fatima came here, she didn't speak. She was always lying down with empty eyes. Now she's asking for water and food, asking to wash her or to dress her. So now we've got hope.
Where food is being grown, it's in irrigated fields. But overuse of water is also contributing to the lake's shrink in size. At its current rate of decline, the lake could be gone within 20 years. There has even been talk of diverting the region's rivers to refill it. Official figures show that more than 20 million people depend on these waters.
If there are solutions, we must find them. For every problem, there is a solution. The lake is in the process of disappearing, and the lake feeds many people, not just here, but also for people in other countries living near the lake, like Nigeria, Cameroon, and Niger.
Local community groups, meanwhile, are trying to halt the erosion by planting trees along its shores.
I was born here, I grew up here, and I want the lake to come back, not just for me, but for the children of the future. To stop the Sahara, we must put in extra effort. Every day and every night we must work.
Reforestation programs are slow, and Lake Chad is drying up fast. So far, no alternative solution can be found. Villagers' determination at least offers hope to the communities who call this region their home.
All right, I'm sorry. No, so I was talking to Helen. You're talking about how it's not CO2, methane's the real problem. Well, the real problem to me is that saving lives. Like that's all I care about. I care about if people are trapped in regions being affected by the changing climate, changing water, whatever is happening. That's what we need to focus on. We need to focus on saving people's lives. And so, you know, in terms of what the planet's doing, I don't think we're smart enough yet to fight the planet. I don't think we're smart enough to fight nature. I don't think that I personally don't think we're destructive enough that any of our technology affects that. But what I know we can do is we can migrate, right? We can always look out for each other. We can change our farming practices, right? We can share information. We can the whole military base thing, right? So I'm not a military violence solution type person, but the reality is that when these girls are taken, we do got to get them back, right? But so we still got to you got to deal with the remnants of what the CIA did. You got to deal with ISIS and Al Qaeda and Boko Haram and all these groups that the Bloods, the Crips, right? Because if the CIA funneled the drugs in America, which is proven fact from LA and the police officers that caught them out there, then you got to actually fight the problem, which is the groups that were created by them. But you also got to take out the root cause. You got to take out the rogue group, the CIA. Like you have to, and it's not getting rid of the people, because the same thing, like I said, I don't believe in blaming the people. They're just us, the people who work for the CIA. They want to be heroes. But if at the upper leadership, they've been co-opted and they work for banks in Wall Street or oligarchs, whoever they work for, I don't know, aliens, who knows? But that to me is a solution. Like, and we never focus on solutions. We just fight each other and we say, that did it. Wherein, no, let's go get the girls. We got AFRICOM, we got military bases all over there, which Obama shouldn't have done, but he did it. So if we got people there who can get them back, we can go get them anytime we want. But we don't. Why don't we? Because they don't care. They know that you care. That's why they always do this. And so that's kind of where I'm going with that. Like, I think we have to really focus on solutions and stop letting them hand down the solutions. The people who cause the problem, if they hand you a solution, don't trust it. I think it's a song. Someone said, "Don't trust it." All right. So that's what I'm saying. So like it's to me, it's science though. I mean, you're right, Helen. Like it's science. Like, okay, it's not CO2, it's methane. I got it. Okay, boom, boom, science, But to me, it's kind of a trivial thing. We take that, tuck it somewhere, and 5 generations, when we're smart enough to do something about that, we do that. But in the meantime, we say, wait a minute, no. You want me to fight about climate change, but why aren't you helping those people? Like the whole kid narrative. And they're stealing our girls, they're raping women and all this crazy stuff because we care so much about these things. How come the government never does anything about them? Their answer always is a massive war, not to go in and just save them. Do you actually think, I'm gonna process this for a minute. Do we actually think that our government, with all the money they have, all the secrecy, all the technology we don't know about, they're supposed to be bumblebees flying around with cameras. This is just flying around watching people. Do you actually think they can't go in the jungle and get 100 girls back from some guerrilla fighters with AK-47s? Anybody who believes that just needs a real big hug, they don't care. This is destabilization from a climate perspective all the way down to just a local. Why did they call the group Black Lives Matter? Because they knew it was going to piss a lot of people off. That's why they did that. Now, not the people who joined, but what was it, Soros and all the people behind starting it. That's why they did it. The people who joined, it to them was an endearing title, right? And that's what you have to really, really always put yourself in other people's shoes, right? They meant well, but it was given to them because they knew it would cause problems. They knew that there would be a family who's got Johnny sitting in prison who's 17, who didn't ever do anything wrong. And he happens to be Caucasian. And so he died in prison. It's actually pretty daggone offensive to leave him out of that conversation. That's why they do it. They know it's emotional to you, and they know that you're going to fight illogically. That's how you ruin an intellectual. You give them a highly emotional issue and let them run with it. Yes, Alicia, it's all sick. It's ridiculous. Jimmy says I'm being pinged. I don't know what that means. If you're just talking about like some hackers or something, okay, ping away. Do your best. Do whatever you got to do. I'm an old IT professional. I protect myself to some degree, but there's always some hacker that'll get to you. If that's what they want to do your best. FBI, CIA. They know everything anyway. I do all my stuff public. This is my thing to do. All right, let me see. All right. No, we can't fight nature. Yeah, Helen, and that's to me, Helen, that's what they always send us down that road because they give us an impossible task, right? Is it like why, like my Fight Club example? You know, you you get people fighting, but you give them an impossible task. That's how I know I will always win Fight Club because I get everybody else fighting and I give them sporks, and I keep all the drones and fully automatic weapons. You know, it's a real simple thing, I think. Problem, reaction, solution. Crystal. Problem, reaction, solution. We got to get past the knee jerk. We got to get past the knee jerk makes us a jerk. Something happens, people flip out. The 1% hands them television. I mean, think about that. Television. When I was growing up, we called it the boob tube. Something bad happens in the world, devastating, human rights crisis, human life crisis. And the television tells you what you should do. That should tell you already, outside of the fact that it's a politician who helped cause the problem, they're a part of the political parties that are causing all the problems in the world. Outside of that, that should already tell you. They didn't just give you an answer. They gave you something that's never going to get fixed. All right, so a little critical thought. Lynn Ellen was blocked from Trish and Bish. I don't know anything about that, Christine. That's I hope not. I like Sister Lynn. I don't know why they would block Sister Lynn. Maybe we'll have to talk about that. They first need a good shearing. If you're talking about the colonizers, Mary, I agree. We need to shear, but we can't shear the colonizers until we shear our complicity with colonization. Until we actually adopt the truth that we're all a part of it, that we all live really well. Even the ones who don't live well, we still live better than those people who don't have any water, right? Until we really accept that the colonization of the world, that's actually what broke the human race. Like I say, money was, and money is. But why did they colonize the world and break apart all the wise tribal structures we had that had collaboratives work together, planted in permaculture, make sure everybody had food, water, shelter? Like, we didn't call it healthcare. That's why I don't call it healthcare or universal healthcare. It's stupid. I just call it don't let people die. Because that's what we did before we became colonizers. You just didn't let people die. I like Kunta and Umbawa. If Umbawa got sick, we gave Umbawa some medicine. If we didn't have the medicine, we walked over to the next tribe. Said, y'all got some of the leaves with the funkiness, and the ants, they eat it and they poop and they do this and they chew on the leaf and they regurgitate it out. And the one which you put on the blue bumps makes it go away. Y'all got any of that stuff? It's like, yeah, we got some of that. What you got? You got some fur? Okay, give me some fur. Here you go. But it was and if you didn't have fur, all right, give us some fur later. Here, go ahead and take it. Go save his life, because we all work together because the planet was always trying to kill us. And I think that the only thing that's really changed is the planet's not trying to kill us anymore. The colonizers. The colonizers are trying to depopulate us. But we got too many people in the 99% that's still cheering. They're still like, oh, we just love our colonizers. We just love them. I know, because they got to drive down to Philly and sit in Philly traffic, and they're mad. Like, damn it, where the AI robots? They need to be driving. Take her license. We got to admit it, y'all. We got to admit it. We've been propped up into a really unsustainable world, a very unsustainable society. And we all got our own little love affair with all the things colonization has brought, but I think it's not too late that we can take back control. And to me, it's a basis in believing in self-determination, that you have a right to self-determinate. And did I say terminate? Self-determinate. Well, you got a right to terminate too. You don't want to do it. Hey, give up. I'm all for that. Euthanasia. Oh yeah, because it's your life. It's your thing. I've decided. I've seen enough people die of chronic illnesses in my family. I'm like, oh hell no. If I have a choice, I would not be dying like this. With like people staring at me, tubes in my nose and coming out my ear and in my butt and everything. I don't want to eat like that. I don't want to eat in my butt. I don't want to do that. I decided that, isn't that what they do? They do the butt tube. No, don't put no tubes up there with no smoothie. Smoothie's supposed to go in like this. Like that. I don't want to eat from my butt for cause I got kids, man. And you know what the problem is? My kids are comedians. I raised them all to be funny as hell. They're so funny. Look, if they watch their daddy die, like, how did your daddy die? Well, he died of eating from his butt. No. You can save those experiments for yourself. When I get sick, I'm ready to die. Y'all put me in a wheelbarrow. Y'all take me up the mountain. Try not to hit no bumps on the way. You know, I want euthanasia in the forest, under some trees or something. I want some squirrels. Let the squirrel jump. I'd rather have a hawk doodle on my forehead. I'd rather be sitting out here in the wheelbarrow like this and have a hawk that some doodle hit my head because I can kind of wipe it away. I still got some motor control. I'm good with that. They're like, yeah, daddy died as a hawk doodled on his head, but daddy went out like a monster. He went out like a man. I don't want to go out with no food tube in my anus. That's not what an anus is for, y'all. So no, I don't know. I don't do no experiments, man. So I believe in euthanasia, but it's about self-determination. Let other people determine their path. You know, if that town wants to go off and start their own government, let them. That's what I really believe in. If the colonizers say it, say no. All right, let's see the last couple comments, and I'm gonna drop it. I'm late. Let me see. Got a drawer full of sports. Renee, you still got sports. Girl, I didn't know they made. Where you shop? Girl, where you shopping at? You shopping at that old mom and pop grocery store? Because you know ain't no big grocery store, ain't got no sports. I ain't even seen no sports in a long time. Where you had them in the drawer. You had the cat, you had the pantry. And my mama had a pantry. I bet you know what? I bet you my mama got some sports. She got some sports in the pantry, been there for about 30 years, probably next to the Spam. And the Spam is still good. You can still eat the Spam. It'll give you cancer, but it's still, because it ain't no meat, it's just all types of poison. Oh my God, we used to eat Spam sandwiches. Y'all remember them? My brother had, oh boy, my brother was a Spam cooker. That bastard. He'd make some Spam, he'd put it in the oven, and he'll put the bread in there. And y'all remember what Spam is? Y'all, this was horrible. They had us eating Spam back in the 80s, y'all. But he'd take the Spam, put it on a piece of toast and a little bit of mustard. Ooh, that was good. We should have died a long time ago. Spam and Scrapple. Oh my God, don't eat no Scrapple. But again, this is the colonizer thing, right? Where did Spam and Scrapple come from? First of all, what is Scrapple? After you harvest the cow, after you harvest all the meat from the pig, they take a big shovel because the pig and the horse, when they get their throat cut, they lose their bowel movements. And that's another thing about no anus feeding tube. Before daddy died, he pooped he just doodled himself and it got all over the feeding tube. It was just nasty, stank. I don't want none of that. But I forgot where I was going to go with that. Y'all got me laughing on this nonsense. But what was I talking about? I forgot. Oh, yeah, the Spam Scrapple. Right. So after they harvest the meat, everything that's left over, the hooves, the hair, the butt cheeks, the testicles, all that stuff, the doo-doo, because they doo-doo themselves in the intestine, they take the big shovel and they scoop it all up. And they put it in the grinder, grind it all up, make a nice juicy smoothie. And solidify it, make some Scrapple. And that's why it's called scrap. Whole. Scrapple. They used to eat that stuff in slavery. You ain't a slave no more. Actually, you still are a slave. But you should be a slave that eats healthier foods. But again, colonizers, man, that's the colonizers. They tell you it's food and you eat. That's where chitlins came from, right? Because the masters, they got all the good cuts. And they left you the butt. They left you the intestine and everything hooked up to the butt. The Scrapple, they gave it to the slaves. They got all the good stuff. They left you what was left. And the slaves figured out they put some hot sauce on there and put it with the peppers or something. They don't smell like doo-doo as much. And it wouldn't make the shack funky, but it make your house still funky. And they eat it. How is that any different from today? Who eating the delicious, most healthiest parts of the steak? Who getting the best water? Why is organic food so expensive? Times ain't changed. The bits and pieces have changed, but times have not changed. All right. That's my bit for the day. So I appreciate you guys joining. Hot dog. Ain't no eat no hot dogs. Don't get no kids hot dogs. Don't do that. That's some tyranny. That's some colonizer health. Anyway, listen, it's been fun hanging out with y'all. I got to get out of here. Remember, CIA, bring our girls back. CIA, Russia did it, is officially now CIA did it. Y'all have a good day now. Bye-bye.